All right, and we are live. Welcome, sports fans, to another insightful episode of In the Tunnel Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nicole with the KNY, and I'm here with my friend, Patrick the Truth Truesdale.
H-Town stand up, Jalen Hurts stand up, the first quarterback to win the Super Bowl from Houston, from H-Town. Hello, H-Town.
And one of my favorite co-hosts, the man with the plan, the Dallas Cowboys #1 fan,
Can't bet against Mahomes.
Mr. Melvin Williams.
I wasn't the only one saying I'm going to get Mahomes.
Yeah.
Kudos to, hold on, let me get it out. You can see it together. Talk together. Shout out to all the Tunnel fans. Hope everybody had a great time watching the Super Bowl, historic Super Bowl. Congratulations to all the Philadelphia Eagles, especially Jalen Hurts, Houston's own.
Yeah, you wasn't about to commit suicide with the rest of the Kansas City fans and that Mahomes fans, huh?
I'm not a Kansas City.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Other people thought the same thing.
Listen,
So,
at the
come
end of the day, you can't get beat.
Yeah.
Everybody was scared to bet against him. And I knew they were going to lose. But at the end of the day, Melvin, I didn't know they were going to get their ass beat, though.
As somebody said,
it's different to get beat
the
against
belt
their ass.
off, spank their ass. He took the belt off and spanked. They didn't just.
I mean, I go back
Like
growing
before
up.
wasn't cold.
Man, that was a whoop.
I grew up growing back as a kid. People say, what was your worst butt whoop? I said, there was no butt whoop. My worst beating. I got whoopings. But my worst beating, man, my mama beat my ass. Still in the car to rice, right there on Hard Clark and Normal. And I never told nothing after that. She sent a message across, which every parent should do. They're trying to still beat you. You got to set that tone right there and there. You got to whoop them. You got to beat them.
And that's what the Eagles did. They set the tone. They set the tone.
We're gonna talk about it in a second. What the Eagles defense did along with.
We're going to talk about the whole game
along
plan.
with
We're going to talk about the whole game plan because
They definitely set the defense. Definitely set the stage.
All right, guys. So this episode is brought to you by Phantom Print Shop. Looking for top quality prints to bring you your vision to life? Phantom Print Shop has you covered. From custom apparel, printing, and design services to vehicle wraps and wholesale fulfillment, Phantom Print Shop does it all. Whether you're launching a brand, outfitting your team, or prepping for an event, Phantom Print Shop makes your ideas stand out. Call today at 281-888-1784 or visit at 6413 Allegheny Street, Houston, Texas 77221. You ready?
the party going.
Let's do it.
Okay, so before we even let's talk about Super Bowl. All right. At the top, I know last week we talked about who we was with, right? Eagles. I was you was with Kansas City.
Yeah, I said I couldn't bet against Mahomes. Like against other people.
Okay, we
I feel
saw
bad like that.
so what was the best part for you? And then we'll go through Truesdale. What was out of the game? We're just talking about the game. What was the best part? When did you know, like, oh yeah, the Eagles it's a wrap. They should be taking a shower. Kansas City need to go go ahead and take a shower.
I knew it because I tell people, my other cousin, Irvin Fowler, shout out to you, head coach at Taylor High School outside of Austin. He always said, all you got to do is keep Pat Mahomes in the pocket. That's the way you're going to beat him. And when he told me that 2 weeks later, 2023, I watched the Kansas City Chiefs play the Oakland Raiders when AP was the interim coach, but they gave him a head job and they messed up. That's another story. But they kept him in the pocket. He couldn't do nothing. He was frustrated. Kelsey was frustrated. I knew Philly had the defense for that. Philly had a 4-man front. It's 6 teams won a Super Bowl with a 4-man front beating the team without blitzing. They never blitz. Then on top of that, Kelsey, you don't have to be the fastest play tight end, but you need to have a fast tight end on your team. I knew he wasn't going to be no impact on the game because he's slow, and they got guys back there with speed can cover him like a blanket. That's the same way when they lost their Super Bowl to Tampa Bay. You had White, the rookie linebacker from LSU, with about 6'2", 235, running 4.4, cover him like a blanket. So right there now I knew it was over because they kept him in the pocket. And he had some problems reading. A lot of people, you wouldn't notice, but a lot of people don't believe him. He got no problems get irritated in that pocket. And once you get them to move, they had all that speed covered underneath and everything. And right there now, they had their number. Now they did a good job shutting the running game down. But guess what? Everybody thought Jalen couldn't throw the ball. He can't throw. He can't throw. Guess what they did? Set the tone for him to throw the ball, and he killed him in the air. And guess where he was at yesterday? Where you going, Jalen Hurts? I'm going to Disneyland. And he was Disneyland yesterday after that ass kicking.
Hey, why not?
It is what it is. And my thing is, you can be beat. I don't care, you the greatest, you can get beat. You might think Nick Saban, and the quarterback, whatever, he got beat. And it reminded me when Nick Saban got blown out by Clemson. People thought he couldn't get beat like that. And everybody thought Pat couldn't get beat. I can't bet against, you know, football, you can bet against Pat Mahomes. And that's one guy I would have betted against. And I knew that was a team that could not beat him and kick their ass. So next year, I'm going to tell you right now,
2026.
Coach Ryan do what he got to do. And teams are smart. I don't know why they never studied that film. They played the Raiders that year. They better study that. Because Houston will give them a run for their money next year. This year. They were just short on the players, the line and all that. But if Houston do what they got to do during the offseason, they're going to whoop Kansas City butt. Now, Dallas, ain't no hope for y'all.
All right, so speaking of Dallas, Melvin, what, give me your spiel from the game.
The team in y'all division.
You know, yeah.
Brother Tuesday, you finished the show with 25 points on your sermon. We've been talking for like 10 minutes. We went back and we had Clemson in there. We had Alabama. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. You know what? We just sing together. We can't talk together. I
just gave you a Martin Luther King last speech ceremony. I just gave you a Martin Luther King last speech.
We're gonna talk about Super Bowl. We're gonna talk about Taylor Hurts' college career.
Let's talk about your quarterback. Talk about your quarterback. Say what he said too.
Come on now, like real quick. Everybody's putting it on Mahomes, but at the end of the day, when you got an offensive line being pushed into you as you're throwing the ball, that ain't on you. At the end of the day, when you hiking the ball and your tight end is still in his stance, that ain't on you. At the end of the day, when you move your guard to left tackle now, and he ain't a left tackle, and he the one getting beat consistently, that ain't on Patrick Mahomes. But it is on him because he's the leader of the team. He took credit, which is what leaders do. They take credit and say, hey, I should have played better. Why? Wait a minute. Is it on Patrick Mahomes that Houston's own, Clemson's boy, DeAndre Hopkins dropped a wide open pass and he don't drop pass? That's on Mahomes too. Is it on Mahomes that Travis Kelce dropped the ball right in his hands to get a first down to extend the drive? That's on Mahomes too. Wait a minute. We can together. We can't talk together. So at the end of the day, Mahomes made plays. He stepped up and made plays. He didn't get no help. And it wasn't his best game from the standpoint of when he started and able to bring the team back. But nobody even said he was going to win the game by himself. When you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a running game, your receivers and your tight ends drop the ball, what you supposed to do? Take out and run, which is what he did, but it wasn't enough for him to keep them in the game, period. Drop the mic. Thank you.
Well, I'm gonna say this real quick.
All right.
Jordan, our social media guy here, you was here last week and doing the show. Cole, you was here last week doing the show. When this dude sits next to me, the most cockiest dude in the room, talking about they was just gonna walk through there and win and eat this, that.
Nope.
And then he comes back
Nope,
with all these. Yeah, it was.
You
had the whole time.
Go back.
We can sing together.
I know.
Okay.
I watched
Yeah, okay.
Melvin, you did say he was on drugs.
Yep. Yep. You're sitting here
Transparency.
said I was on drugs. What I've been drinking. What I've been taking for coming here. You sit there cocky. Oh, Mahomes. You gave that against them. They not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. So here you are. We're not saying Pat Mahomes, he couldn't do it by himself. All of them as a team had a bad game. Because that ball he threw to Kelce. Kelce dropped the ball. That was a bad throw. Because they was putting that heat on him.
one was bad, the other he dropped.
At the end of the day, he had a bad game. He know he did. He did it.
Who had the game?
Guess what?
Who had the game?
Guess what, Mel?
Chris Jones had a bad game. They all had a bad game.
No.
But y'all want to blame it all on Mahomes.
We're not
They
blaming
all
him.
had a bad game.
Did I say I played on Mahomes? Did I say I played on Mahomes?
No, you did not.
I just said it because if they play tomorrow They can play right across the street at the park over here. They same results. Part two, ass whoop. Guess what? Jones ain't gonna do nothing. Guess what? Pat Mahomes ain't gonna do nothing. And guess what? We know his weakness. You kid, he better work on his weakness doing the offense. Because any team smart, they got dogs on their defense. That's the way you got to shut them down. And I've seen them lose twice like that against the Raiders on Christmas Day in 23. And this happened, 2 days ago. At the end of the day, man, when you sit here cocky, at the end of the day, we're not blaming Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes' game sucked. And I give him his respect. He's still a GOAT. Kelson game sucked. Jones game sucked. Reed sucked. All of them suck. Because guess what? Sometimes in life, you just get beat by a better coach and a better team. And that's what happened. And the man from Houston looked better than him on Sunday. And he got his revenge. Because he should have won it last time. Last time Jalen went off on him. And Jalen would have easily got an MVP. And it wasn't his fault. Even though 9 payback. And I knew that boy, he's from the H. Real dudes from the H is competitive. Ain't gonna let you beat them twice. And that's exactly what he did. So give him his props. So nobody blaming Pat Mahomes. At the end of the day, let's give the Eagles their prop and just say they all played bad, they all suck, and they just got their butt kicked from A to Z, from coaching to quarterback, receiver, all that. They just got beat.
So let me.
That's what I was saying when I said
And you didn't think
Kansas City had a bad game, not just Pat Mahomes. At the end of the day, you can go back and review the film. I said last week, on paper, Philadelphia had a better team. I said that. I said that.
I didn't hear that.
From
You hear that?
Hey,
You hear that, George?
Hey, you want a better jersey on? You want a better jersey on?
No, because you
want
supposed
a better
to
jersey on?
wear Jalen Hurts jersey.
No, man. But you didn't buy one. Remember you said?
Yeah, we did.
You
You
did.
did.
I said if they
You
win, you wear
said-
Jalen Hurts jersey.
No. I said, you gonna wear a Cowboy jersey? You said, no, I'm not wearing a
I
Cowboy
said,
jersey.
no. Cowboys ain't playing the game.
You
So
know
why?
what?
Why
No,
would
no,
we get so the fact was Jalen Hurts jersey?
No, it wasn't.
You
Yes,
said,
it
yes,
was.
You said no.
You didn't want my information, so I wasn't gonna take it. But at the end of the day, kudos to Jalen Hurts. I don't want to sound like, at the end of the day, I'm not a Philly fan. I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan, and Jalen showed up. Jalen showed up in a big game, unlike other times when they said he didn't show up in a big game, which he explained that too.
Well,
Let me finish. Jalen explained that too. And he said, hey, it's different ways to win a game. I'm going to do what I need to do in order to help win the game. Sometimes I got to throw the ball a lot. Sometimes I got to run the ball. Sometimes I got to do a little bit of each one. But I'm going to do whatever I feel like I need to do to help this team win. And that's what he did.
let you
That's
tell
what he
it.
did.
Let you tell it. I'm on something, and they weren't gonna have no chance to win because right now you give them their props. You try to ease on out of there because your behind was sitting up there cocky, and then we made a bet, and then you tell them I'm wearing Cowboy jersey. What the freaking Cowboy jersey got to do with the bet? They wasn't playing. And at the end of the day,
It don't matter playing. That's like saying, why you come bet a cigar on something because it ain't a cigar shop.
okay,
Come on, man.
Anyway, as I was saying, I was
That's what you saying.
so I was rudely interrupted by Longhorn. And the Cowboy fans surprised. I don't mind grabbing Cowboy jersey out your hand because I don't do it. I'm gonna go home and take a shit and wipe my ass with it. But at the same time, though, all I know is this: if you sitting here, cocky, I'm the dumb guy. I'm the guy on drugs, and they ain't have no kind of chance because I'm at my home because of this, because of that. And I'm just saying, they all look like a little league kindergarten team out there. No way. It just. And Melvin, you know this. Everybody out there know this. People knew. A lot of people pulling for Philly. I knew Philly could beat. But God damn, Nicole, I didn't know they were gonna get their ass.
Oh, okay. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I want to talk about. So it was just like a whooping. What was 40 to 22, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They scored the points late.
So when you get to the Super Bowl, it's supposed to be the best of the best, the two the best of the best.
Yes.
And when you see one being the best and the other one is like, are they in practice or what? But they're both supposed to have all these skills, right? And it's talent and stuff. So is it something else that you need as a as a winning athlete to, you know what I'm saying? Like they got skills, they got talent, everybody. Is it just strategy or is it something else deeper than that?
It was going for history. Three-peat. It never been done.
Right.
And so if the score would have been, you put the short on the foot, it would have been Kansas City. Everybody would have been surprised. Oh, Pat, this, that. But people didn't think Philly could beat them like that. I knew they could do it like that. But at the same time, they dominated from the whistle blew. Didn't have no kind of chance. And I thought it was going to be a good competitive game.
I did
But
too.
I just knew Philly was going to win, and I knew the Aries were going to win. But when I saw that thing in the first quarter, how they game play, how they scheme, think about it. 6 teams never blitzed in the Super Bowl. I mean, never blitzed in the Super Bowl and won it. They the 7 teams that did that. And I mean, it just, you got to give credit and credit due, you know. And like I say, like Melvin said, Jalen said he's going to do whatever to do to win the game, but people thought that the way he could win the game is throwing, and he did it.
His skills. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the other things that were going on. We're gonna talk about T Swift. We're gonna start out talking about her. She got booed. Now they didn't show that part because when they filmed, it's so many seconds before you actually see, but she got booed. They didn't really show much of her. You think that people just tired of her?
No, they never get tired of Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is get her props. People are tired of seeing her, but she's got a big fan base.
Yeah.
My thing is with the camera crew, why y'all didn't show her during the game? When they winning, you show. But when they ain't winning, you show.
Why you think
Now,
they
I'm
booed
not
her?
trying to make this a black and white thing, but let's say if that's Beyonce or Mary J. Blige, somebody was a big fan of one of the players, they'd be all on the camera.
So why you think they booed her?
Because Philadelphia is known for booing, number one. And number two, if I'm the Texans playing and they show her on the thing, and I respect her, I'm a boo her too. They playing the 49ers, I'm a boo her too.
So you mean that's when so that means if you are a Philly fan and a Taylor Swift fan, you got to decide which one you gonna go with. So you can't have both.
And you gotta understand, Philadelphia is known for booing. People don't realize Philadelphia fans have a history of booing. They gonna boo you, whether they feel or not. So I know they probably really booed the hell out. She probably never heard a boo crowd like that before. If she did, it wasn't like Philly. Think about it. Destiny Child performed in Philadelphia at the Lakers and 76ers game. Beyonce had I think an Allen Iverson jersey. One of them had a Laker jersey. They booed them. They booed somebody else. They are known for booing.
They gonna boo you.
It is what it is. And they had the right to boo.
What you think, Mel?
I mean, she should expect to get. She can get booed because she was Taylor Smith. She got booed because she was a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah.
That's like. There's a lot of people in Philadelphia go to her concert, still like her.
It's not like they don't like her that day.
They don't like anybody in Kansas City. If you ain't a Philly fan that day, they don't like you. It don't matter.
Like I say, Philly, period.
That just
It
goes
don't
to
matter if the
territory.
Phillies or the Eagles, they gonna boo.
They gonna boo you.
They know for that.
I was curious to see how much they're going to show her during the Super Bowl because there has been a lot of backlash saying they're showing too much during games. You heard that before the Super Bowl.
Right.
And to your point, you're saying, well, they show a lot when they win it. Well, Kansas City lost the game this year out of 22. So they don't show a lot more when they win it than losing because they only lost 2 games all year. And one of them was at the end of the year when Pat Mahomes and Kelsey and all these guys when they playing. They played all the scrubs. So I mean, to say that they lost 3 games, including the Super Bowl.
They lost Super Bowl. That's the big dance. So why didn't they show her ass in the big dance when they get their bubble? Why didn't they show a picture like?
Because leading up to the Super Bowl, everybody was talking about y'all showing Taylor Swift too much. We want to see the football game.
Guess what?
That's what they did before the game. Am I wrong? Did y'all not hear that before the game?
We don't care how many games you won and lost. You got to the big dance. It's about you winning the big dance. Period. So that's the fact. And they show her face 24/7 during the game.
They did.
And I don't know what this girl's name. I don't know if that's her sister or what. The only person I always remember seeing next to her is Kelsey Mama and that little black girl with the little red fro.
Mm-hmm.
I always
can't
see
think of her
that.
name right now, but yeah.
Okay? Matter of fact, they showed the girl the other day.
You don't remember when she went the last 2 games?
They talking about the
Taylor Clark.
I didn't pay no mind of that.
Oh, you didn't pay no mind to Taylor Clark,
I
the WNBA basketball player in the world?
Yeah, I didn't pay no
We
mind.
went to 2 games? Okay.
But my point I'm saying is, she could if he was living, she could have been standing next to Martin Luther King. I wasn't paying no mind. And my point I'm making is, that's the problem. You didn't see who she was standing with. Maybe I should have saw it, because guess what? The camera was on her. The camera was on her every day. Why the camera went on the big dance when they were getting there? That's my point.
Okay, so let's talk about some other shenanigans. The lady poking the voodoo doll.
Well, you know, Voodoo.
That was
Yeah,
hilarious.
New Orleans.
And I mean, she was just serious, like a little nervous tick. She was just
What the other thing what people don't understand about New Orleans? It's a crazy story. I know a lot of people out there know about it. I remember we read about it in the newspaper. When Bob Phillips became the coach for the Saints, they came close getting to the playoffs. One year they missed the field goal, lost to the Rams. No, they lost by field goal. Rams kicked the field goal. But then they think they finally went to the playoffs. I think I was junior high school. I think it was 89. They finally went to the playoffs. But I remember before then, that lady said, as long as I live, the Jazz will never win. And they packed their bags and moved to Utah, and the Saints will never win. The year she died, that's when the Saints went to the playoffs.
yeah, yeah.
Which is crazy. It's crazy out there because they moved her house, I understand it. They told her she had to move where they built the Superdome at. And they started a couple houses by that. Build that dome. That's what she said. They'll never win.
So based on that, could her poking that doll have something to do with it? Based on what you just said,
Yeah, that's the reason why Mahomes played that.
it could it? Because I mean, it was a blow. It was like unreal.
Sure.
You know, it was unreal.
We're gonna go with that.
The way it looked like, the way it looked, right now, the way it looked, and the way they free agent, the way it look right now, the way they look at their free agent, Eagles got a chance to repeat.
I agree.
In the Super Bowl, not
I
gonna be in
agree.
New Orleans. So what they gonna say then? Then what can they say about Jalen Hurts? Which is something we're gonna talk about him individually about Jalen Hurts. But I mean,
Okay, well let's go ahead. Let's talk about
you know.
that.
Well, I'm gonna say this: the boy had a hell of a journey, up and down, stayed positive. Bitched him at Alabama. Never should have really got bitched. The boy came in, had a better through the long ball. Went to Oklahoma. Led his team to the playoffs. Led his team to the Super Bowl. People say, "Oh, he got what's around a good place." Hey, at the end of the day, y'all destroyed the man. Thought the man could never do what he did. He doing what he doing. Quarterback they put in front of him can't play dead and can't touch Jalen Hurts. What's the kid name for the Dolphins? I don't know the boy that 2-0, whatever his name is. Can't say. Don't care. Don't care to about his name right. He won a Heisman Trophy. I didn't know he won a Heisman.
Okay.
Damn, and Jalen Hurts won the Super Bowl. Damn, it might be the It might go to the Fame. I really get that in the Heisman. You're right. It can happen. It's gonna happen. Jalen Hurts will be a Hall of Fame quarterback before it's all over and done.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my thing is, you got some quarterbacks maybe average. They play around a good team. Yeah, that's what you got to be around a good team. Take Terry Bradshaw to tell you that. But people doubting him. People admitting that. People playing it out. They doubt him. The main person was doubting him was Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was doubting him. You know, he throw the ball on the ground and all this, that. He just, you know, and my thing back to Pat Mahomes is, I think Pat's still a GOAT. You know, Shannon gonna say he can't be in that conversation. I mean, the man that won with two MVPs, 2 Super Bowls, got him a chance to go back to it again too. I mean, 3. I mean, you still get that man his props. But see, when LeBron behind goes struggle, like Clark said, cramping in the game, and the championship had to carry him off the field, like Clark told him today. And then you got Ray Allen had to hit the key bucket. It wasn't LeBron won the championship when he was a man, when he went to a team already tried to set up and everything. Come on. So at the end of the day, you want to be on a team where they're going to have everything around you. First thing is the offensive line, then the running game, then a good defense. And I'm going to set the tone right now. Philadelphia got the best offensive line in the history of the NFL. And all those guys got a history, got a story. And they better than the Dallas offensive line. And Dallas is considered the best offensive line. And you compare them, there's no comparison because the game changed. Because Nate Newton big ass couldn't pull like that. They got a rugby player, never played football, start playing rugby. It's like playing football. And this dude was a 7th-round pick. And look what he's doing now. A couple of dudes on the practice squad. One of the dudes, the first round was a bust. Hey, they was pushing them like they was on skates. Jones was on skates, like they was ice skating at the Galleria Mall or super skate back in the day. It just go break the game down. It just like it's not a whooping, it was a beating. Damn, it just destroyed them. Damn.
So Melvin, are there any words, you know, outside that you want to say about Jalen Hurts? You know, just you know, this is the time.
You keep saying we can sing it together, can't talk about it. Let's tell you, regurgitate what everybody saw. Let's regurgitate what everybody.
Rubbing it in.
Well, okay, let him go. I'm listening.
Come on now. at the end of the day, everybody saw, and kudos to Philadelphia for the game plan that they put together in order to get to Mahomes. By the way, a game plan is just a plan until you execute it. Not only did they have a plan, they had the horses to execute it. Everybody don't have those horses. So you saying, oh, you know what? Everybody don't take that game plan. Well, everybody don't have Sweat coming around that corner. And everybody don't have that defense. They don't have Carter in the middle. So it's easy to say what you're going to do to stop Mahomes, but you got to go out there and do it. And at the end of the day, you know what? Kansas City's going to do some things to address the offensive line. It's been a question mark all year. And Mahomes and Kelsey and those receivers have been able to cover up, as well as Andy Reid with his game plan to cover that up. But at the end of the day, if you look at the statistics, Philadelphia had one of the worst defenses in the league last year, all the way to one of the top 5 defenses in the league this year once they brought in Big Fangio as a defensive coordinator. So not only they brought in Bond, who's a linebacker they got a free agent, but other than him, a lot of those players were there last year. So it has to do with coaching, players, and execution. So last year they didn't have coaching. And 2 years ago they really didn't have a coaching because guess what? They scored 35 points and lost. They scored 35 points and lost. So people were saying that Jalen couldn't throw the ball. Well, he threw for 300 yards last time he was in the Super Bowl. He threw for 300 yards last time he was in the Super Bowl.
You say he could throw. I'm talking about people.
No, I never said he couldn't throw. I never said he couldn't throw. At the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is going down. If he continues this trajectory, he will go into the Hall of Fame because he's shown that he can not only get to the Super Bowl, but win the Super Bowl. The question was before, yeah, he got there. Can he get there again and win it? He's answered the question. So now we're going to see what he does after this.
Well, see, okay, let's break it down.
All right.
Let's take away Pat Mahomes. We're going to take away the offense. Okay? You said what the defense did. I kept telling y'all they got a defense. I kept telling y'all they got the defense to stop them. But everybody wasn't paying no mind about the defense. They wasn't paying no mind about Jordan Davis and Carter. First of all, they wouldn't draft down at Georgia whole team from the national championship. So what you're smart to do to help you win, just like Jimmy Johnson did, draft a lot of boys from Miami, help the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, we know they had the best offensive line. We know that. So we're gonna take away who got the responsibility on defense, Jones and them. Ain't now one of them dudes that have a chance. Because here's the thing, they shut down Barkley. That was their key. Want Jalen to throw. They did what they were supposed to do. Jalen made a couple of big runs, had 71 yards rushing. And at the end of the day, shit, they just dominated them with the best offensive line. They jump on the bandwagon of the defense. A lot of people knew they had a good defense. A lot of people didn't realize how good their defense was. But they want to give all the praise to the defense. Give Jalen one. Okay, now let's talk about the offense. Let's talk about when he wasn't on the field. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that offensive line had them on skates. Who the hell was Jones? Did Jones play? Because every time I look up, he was either on his ass or he was roller skating, moonwalking. You know what I'm saying? Nobody didn't make no kind of impact at all. You know, that offense just dominated. And for the man not to get 100 yards, but at the same time, he got 6-7 yards. Quarterback got 7. So that's over 100 yards. You didn't get over 100. That's still good. That's still good for a quarterback to get 71 yards. So at the end of the day, it just is an overall game. And I think what get people, what was behind killing a lot of people, you got the defending champs for to make history. And they getting beat is one thing. Man, they ass. Look, I ain't never used that word ass a lot on this show, but God, it just wasn't no chance for a kickoff. Without Pat Mahomes being on the field. Because you're right, you can't blame that.
Yeah.
You blame that defense. You can't, because everybody played bad and got exposed. Every impact player for Kansas City, offense, defense, got exposed.
All right, guys.
I didn't see this while we're talking about this. I didn't see players that still do good and everybody else get exposed. Nobody. Everybody got exposed. The D coordinator got exposed. Reed got exposed. That was an old school ass whooping.
So let me ask you this, because there is a conspiracy theory about Kansas City and them paying off, referees and
Karma.
stuff
Karma.
to win the game. So
Yeah.
could this be a part? People who are conspiracy theorists, this kind of weighs on the side of them. Okay, so this. It was coming out. They blew. They did
Karma.
something with
Karma.
Buffalo Bills,
They
and
cheated.
now the rubber meets the road, and maybe they couldn't. If it's true.
Karma. They cheated
Now,
against
you know
the
what I'm
Texans.
saying?
They cheated against the Texans. The referees got suspended. They did really rob Buffalo. They robbed to get there. Let's just be real. But karma's a mug. And that's what happened.
It's kind of like if you cheat on
I
on your
think
quiz.
Pat Mahomes right out of bounds, looking at the referee, you gonna throw a flag, he threw the flag. I'm like, okay, they going too far. But guess what? All they did put that pressure on the NFL, so they got to the Super Bowl.
When they got to the
They
Super Bowl,
couldn't
the rubber meets
And
the
then
road.
they couldn't cheat because, like I say, they just got dominated the whole game from coaching to players.
And for me, that justifies that conspiracy because it's like a blowout.
Karma.
You know?
That's all I got to say.
All right.
Karma.
All right, so now, guys, we're gonna go.
We got Phillies.
We
Green color.
I'm a Jalen Hurts fan.
Oh, I never seen that before. Oh my God. Boy, you go back, by the way, go back and look at Super Bowl history. Super Bowls are normally blowouts. There's only been 5 close games in the last 25 years. And when I say close games, that's less than 10 points. So when you talk about dominance, if you go back and look at the Super Bowl, there's been multiple teams that have beaten their team by 15 and 20 points and dominated them. If this is the most dominant, if this is dominant, and I ain't gonna say that many times, you ain't watched the Super Bowl more than once or twice. Go back and look and check it out. That might be the first game you watched because you was on Jalen Hurts left and right and front and back and hope you got his jersey so you can sleep in it at night so you can feel better. But at the end of the day, this is another Super Bowl where you see the blowout before you're gonna see it again. It's not new.
And he said what he said about me, Jalen Hurts. Why be down? What the hell you are? Come to Kent State with a rope around your neck for Jerry Jones, the biggest redneck on in the NFL?
I mean, he's a Cowboys fan.
I mean,
I don't talk about Jerry Jones.
my cousin Todd, Cowboy fan, but he'll tell you Jerry Jones, right?
I'm talking about Cowboys, not Jerry Jones.
Oh, no, you talking about Jerry.
I'm talking about
You
Cowboys.
didn't talk about Jerry. Come on.
No, you bring up Jerry. You just brought up Jerry.
Well, first of all,
I brought up what you said.
okay, now,
Period.
okay, now I'm gonna say this.
All right.
You talk about Super Bowls in the past. I've not watched Super Bowls in the past. I grew up watching Super Bowl. Okay, you look at all the Super Bowls your team won. They was expected to blow them up because they was a way better team than Buffalo Bills when they played Buffalo Bills. When the Buffalo Bills lost to the Redskins had the best team that year. It's a shame Arnold couldn't get there. The closest game they had, Arnold should have beat them, was against the Arnolds. But when the Redskins, shout out to my boy Keenan McCarter, receiver coach for Vikings, and people don't know he started his career off on the practice squad with the Redskins. We got drafted by him. He was with his street clothes when they won the Super Bowl in Atlanta against the Bills. They had a better team. It was a blowout. So what I'm saying, every game I knew would be close in the Super Bowl always have been close. The first time my team 49ers played Cincinnati, I was in the fourth grade. They blew the hell out of Cincinnati, which we knew that was going to happen. But the second time they played them, my junior year in Madison, it was a close game. It was a tight game.
Right. You
Joe
expect that.
Montana threw that ball to Taylor in the end zone. Comeback kid. Even games getting there could be blocked. Some games get in, not blowout. So we all know what game's going to be close, when game's not. Buffalo chance was to win the Super Bowl when they played their first time getting there against the Giants, and they lost by a field goal. So they missed the field goal. They missed the field goal. So my thing is, Melvin, you're right. Most games are blowouts in the Super Bowl. So you're right, I kept up with all that. But it has been some close ones. But this never happened in the history of the Super Bowl where you have a team going for their third championship and they come in as the best team, defending champs, and get their butt beat like this. Because we all thought it was going to be a close game.
Yeah.
So let's get it right.
We did.
So just take your ass whooping like a man, because at the end of the day, you was cocky. No, all of you was cocky as hell sitting there. I'm on drugs, all that. You can't better get back. All that. Well, I be damn, it's a lot of people lost money. Right now.
A lot of people.
Hey, listen.
A lot of people out
Right
there.
now,
A lot of people out there.
I'm gonna say this one
A lot
thing.
of people out there.
Look, you know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about our friends. My boy, my alumni brother. What brother? Madison out, Wiley, former receiver. Why made that bet? The people on that game. He tell me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I talked to Vicky. I said, I hope he ain't running around see that put it down main back to Hard Clark ticket because all that money he
What
lost.
was it? It was like a couple thousand.
He told me he tapped out.
Wow.
So,
Now-
I mean,
Now,
Yeah,
here's what I would tell you.
and then also went on that point spree.
Here's what I would tell you. As much as I was saying I wouldn't bet against Pat Mahomes, and you my witness to that, what I say, I wasn't betting on the game.
Okay.
The point spread was only 1.5 or 2 points for Kansas City.
Yeah.
So that means a lot of people thought Philadelphia was going to win. That means a lot of people thought KC was going to win. They didn't know. But to your point, and I give you credit, nobody predicted a blowout,
No,
especially
no,
for Philly and total
Pat Mahomes,
domination.
nobody picked that.
But I will go on record and I will say it, and I've said it before. You go up and down the roster. Philly had a better team. They had a better team. Go look at running back. Look at running
You said
back.
all that last, but you didn't say that anyway.
I said that last
You
week.
didn't say that anyway. As I was saying, back to the game.
Okay. All right.
Just know all that, man. You just lost. What I'm saying too is this: I lost a bet because I bet my boy Blackshear that Barkley Friday night that Barkley was going to get over 100 yards. So I owe a cigar, good down smoking with him. So that ain't that. That's good.
That's
Guess
good.
what? I'm smoking. That's like we bet all the time on dreams. We got to
I bet my boy
But-
Denver was going to win the toss. But I think Kansas City won the toss. That's the only thing Kansas City won all night.
So I know Kevin really rather than
That's what I think Kansas
I know he
City won all
was.
night.
You know, but I'm gonna say this though to everybody out there. I FaceTime my guy, my brother over here, my podcast brother Melvin.
And what was I doing? Watching the game.
Melvin,
with who? I
Melvin
watching the Eagles.
face was like,
No, it wasn't.
you know, he was like,
No, no.
he couldn't do nothing but smile. And I said, first thing I told him, can't wait to Wednesday because I'm gonna rub it in, baby. And I'm rubbing it in and I'm gonna keep rubbing
I
it
rubbed it in. It is what it is. I mean,
All right, guys.
in. Yeah.
All right,
It ain't
let's go.
Pat Mahomes. I'm talking about the whole team. I'm not just talking about Pat Mahomes.
All right,
Yeah.
guys, let's go inside the locker room. All right. So this episode is brought to you by Boat Fitness Supply. Get commercial grade fitness equipment at residential pricing with Boat Fitness Supply. From squat racks to cardio machines, new or pre-owned, we've got everything for your home or gym. Built for strength, priced for you. Visit 6415 Allegheny Street, Houston, Texas 77021, or call 832-767-1363 today and ask for Jordan. Boat Fitness Supply, foraging champion.
My man Jordan.
Okay, we love Jordan. Okay, so inside the locker room, I want to talk about two things. I'm gonna, just two things that happened in history, and one is that Trump was there, President Trump, and that's the first time in history that an active president, attended a Super Bowl. So that was something. So we could talk about that for a minute, and then the other is halftime. Kendrick Lamar is the first solo rap artist. to
Five
have-
Grammy. How many won? Five.
Yeah, and Pulitzer Prize winner.
Obama won.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, to headline a Super Bowl. So let's talk about that. Let's go over Trump. We know, he who took some pictures with him, Pat Mahomes,
Pat Mahomes family.
and Chris Jones. So let's talk about that a minute about Trump, being an actor, because he is an entertainer. We know he had, reality TV and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what you think about that?
Like he came to get the status from Pat Mahomes. He's a big Pat Mahomes fan. My understanding Mahomes and everybody big Trump supporters. Brother took a picture and everything, and his mind was set that he wanted to come support Pat Mahomes, and it's obvious Pat is a Trump supporter. I got nothing to do with that.
Mhm.
But he came through support him. Them goddamn Eagles fly high. Ran his ass out of halftime at Jalen Hurts. Let him know you got the Democrat boy on the side. Let him know. Thanks for coming to see the show. And Kendrick Lamar, and he still had to see the show. I don't care if he had to see that show. So I'm Trump. Thanks for coming, because it was a serious message sent out. And I know we about to talk about that. I can't wait.
Well, my thing about Trump going to the game is this. It just shows his his thought process when it comes to the American people. So we've had presidents before that were big sports fans, right?
Yeah, of course.
Whether it was Clinton, Biden, the Bushes, they were big baseball fans. Or whether it was
Obama
Obama.
was sitting on the court. And,
Yeah. Here's one thing that a sitting president, as well as a former president, knows. When you go to a function like that, you disrupt everything. Like, you got to have additional everything, especially when you're sitting president. So presidents of the past, knowing how big the Super Bowl is, didn't want to disrupt it for the normal fan. So you have somebody who's super fan, like Don Staley, who is the head coach of South Carolina, from Philly, super fan, could not go to the game because Trump was at the game. And I'm gonna break it down why.
But she had to play Texas that day too.
So that's what I'm saying. And normally, if she was in South Carolina, it would have been a logistics thing from a timing standpoint. Austin to New Orleans is like an hour flight. You done did it before, probably. It's an hour flight. So if the game was over at 2:30, 3 o'clock, Super Bowl don't start at 5:30. You hop on a private jet because she got the resources to do it, and she can get to the game, support her team that she grew up watching, that she grew up supporting. Well, guess what? She couldn't do it because a sitting president was coming to the Super Bowl, and airspace has to be closed once the sitting president is flying in.
You know that.
So let me finish. So the crazy part about it, if she was flying commercial, it would have been okay, but there wasn't a commercial flight that could get her there in time for the Super Bowl. But she had the resources, she has the means, she had the connections. You had people in Austin with private jets that was ready to fly down state because she was a national champion, and she was a super fan for Philly, ready to fly her from Austin to New Orleans, but airspace has to be closed when the sitting president is there. So here's what I'm saying. Other sitting presidents recognize that when they do things, it affects the everyday person. I'm not saying Don Staley's an everyday person, but she is. She had some opportunities and afforded some things that will allow her to get there and pull some strings, but she's an everyday person that wanted to go root for a team. And Trump prevented that, not just for Don Staley, that's just a problem, but for some other people too. I've heard some other stories because the sitting president's there. You can't do this, you can't do that. So all I'm saying is, in the future, sitting presidents, if y'all want to go to a Super Bowl, you know what? Make it to where you get there the night before and you can spend the night there. Because all Trump did was fly out. They can get there the night before so you don't affect everyday people that want to enjoy something that you can do whatever you want to.
So you're saying he wasn't being considerate?
Yeah, it's a headache because I just experienced last year being at the HBCU game when Harris showed up, and I was trying to go on the other side of my cousins because they was up in the suite with us and all them sororities. They knew each other now, and I was going over there just to say what's up, and the guy was like, hey, they ain't let nobody over because they got it blocked off.
Right.
And then the other boy was like, yeah, and if you go over there, you ain't making the time for that to do the press conference. I wouldn't have made it on time. So it's a headache, man. I wouldn't even want to be at a game. I'm a big Obama fan. I wouldn't even want them to. It's a headache. It's a lot to go with that. Like you said, other people couldn't come. Like you say, you should have got there the day before. Be considerate. So other people, because really, presidents I know that love sports, they big sport fans. They know the entertainers like those teams and the coaches like those teams. Because like you say, they played the game early. You know what I'm saying? So she had plenty of time. That's a good distance. That was good time to play Texas. Because like I said, you ain't that far of a flight.
Yeah, if she had a home game in South Carolina, there was no way she was gonna make it anyway. But logistically, her being in Texas and the Super Bowls in New Orleans, it's not a flight. I've done it before.
Yeah. It's not 30 minutes. Yeah, it's an hour just because you got to go to the jam. Yeah. Right.
So in the future, like I said, sitting president. I'm not saying
but he can't come to the SEC championship. He can't. The Georgia game, Alabama game.
Trump?
Yeah, he can't win them games this year. Yeah.
I think I played the national championship game.
No, he wasn't at the national. He's at one of the SEC. He's at one of Georgia's games. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this. 133.5 million viewers across all platforms.
For
Kendrick Lamar.
well,
And wait.
Well,
So
to that point too, though, is it was the most watched Super Bowl ever too. So you got to figure you're gonna have the most watched halftime. So.
yes. And so, okay, we all are very well aware, you know, the headlines, was it the worst, was it the best? You know, opinions are like buttholes, everybody has one. And so I want to hear your opinion,
But I won't,
Truesdale.
I won't say it was the most watched Super Bowl because he asked me. Everybody watched the Super Bowl. People coming all over the world to watch the Super Bowl. People don't watch football, love to watch Super Bowl because they want to see the halftime show. And what's big now is the commercials. People want to see the
Well,
commercials.
what they're saying it is because of
Yeah.
the Nielsen rating, so that they
Yeah.
have, you know,
The rating.
it's a
Stat
rating,
said
so
it was
that's
the
the
most
stat
watched.
says it was the most
So that
watched.
said most
Yeah,
watched.
yeah, yeah. According to the Nielsen rating.
You know, because think about it. Everybody being everybody else. It's like you go to black school, when a band gets to perform, everybody want to leave. So at the halftime, everybody eating chip dip, eating, drinking, and turning up, ain't watching the game with certain boys. I've been saying that. I've been seeing that happen.
Well, reason why I'm saying that so many people watched it, you know, to halftime because, you know, a lot of people, that's what they like to do. Then that brought about a whole lot of rhetoric about the best and the worst halftime. And then there's a message attached to it. So, you know, putting that message out there for these 133.5 million viewers to watch, was the message clear?
It was, yeah, the message was clear. I mean,
And what was the message?
my thing was, you know, he set the tone and everybody wants to party, but you can still party and send a message. I mean, I don't understand why people think you can't do that. The man sent a message across. He was talking about the racism stuff and everything. He had the Williams sister, Crip walking, and having fun Crip walking in the video because the reason why she was in it, because when she won the gold medal and she Crip walked after she won the gold medal, people criticized her, talking about that was wrong, that was ghetto and all that. And it wasn't, you know, set the tone. What people don't realize, Crip walking don't come from Crips. Henry Crip made the dance up with one leg in 1949. If you go back and look at that. So let's get that out here, folks. And on top of that, so you were saying out there talking about she's supporting the Crips, but the Crips and the Bloods support her. They protect her, just like they protect Kendrick Lamar in LA. You know, regardless what happened to her sister, whatever, because her sister was banging. We all know that. But at the end of the day, you know, Kendrick set a tone. Kendrick said something. I've been to parties before where they played songs back in the days when we were young. We all in the same gang, and the DJ send a message across. We're gonna play this song because we got to cut this out, cut the volume out. I remember my man Greg Street used to be in Houston, and when Greg Street was at a New Year's Eve party back in the day, we was all in school, had a New Year's Eve party at the Worthing Center, and I remember Greg Street saying, "Okay, you know." He was talking about all the fraternities, telling them, hey man, I hope y'all don't start all that fighting shit. Y'all need to be trying to come together because y'all around there fighting like y'all Crips and Bloods. And everybody clapped and laughed and it's like, that's real. And they went back partying and everything. So what he did, the tone he said, people don't get the message and people think that she did that for Drake. No, she's not worried about no Drake. Drake worried about her because Drake talked about her on one of her songs, on one of his songs. That's why Kendrick came back and struck back. That's his own girl. They're from the same block. It's like we from the same block. And it is what it is. So I love it.
So let me ask you, what was the message? Overall, what was the message that he
The
wanted?
racism. That's the thing.
He wanted people to know that there's racism in America. What did he want people to know?
It's still racism.
No. It is, but what did he want them to know about racism is what I'm asking.
Well, we all know about racism.
Maybe not because he's sending this message, but maybe here's
the message he was sending.
What's the
and this is the message what black folks want to hear. Black folks want to hear ghetto stuff, talking about eating each other and sucking each other. These women out here want to use the B word and call each other B's, and then they get mad when the man call them a B. Everybody want to hear the ghetto stuff, and we got to cut that out. We got to wake up, and we got. You know, we racist towards each other. So the whole racism thing, the message across is, hey, we gotta stand and we gotta get it together and gotta come together. Like the song he made, We Gonna Be All Right. So it's a lot of things that and that's why he had that girl up there, because what she went through, how they talked about her. They criticize us no matter what we do. And it's because it's black thing. And that got to stop.
So let me ask you, so what's the next step? What do you think now that he said that okay, we're talking about America and we're displaying that racism, that is the whole thing, racism, and it's got to stop and we got to get together. Do you mean just black people or United States as a whole got to get together? And what is the solution? And what's the solution displayed on the platform?
Well,
Or it was just talking about it.
You got the platform. First of all, you do Super Bowl free. So like we just talked about it earlier, Jordan, everything he's finna go to his pocket. So he's not trying to do everything. He's getting out of it. Sometimes he wasn't supposed to play it. He played it, which was funny. And he's doing his own thing. And all that money going to him. So that's one tone he's setting. He's getting his own thing instead of sharing it. Instead, like you said, with Drake saying,
I'm asking about the solution. He pointed out the problem is racism in America. That's what you said the problem is. So what do we do now? Now he pointed this out. So now what we do?
Can I correct something? I don't think he was just pointing out racism personally.
Right.
I think he was pointing out divisiveness amongst Americans. Because at the end of the day, it's not all about race. You got people that look just like each other, but are different socioeconomically, what their paths are. And they like, even from, you talk about the black race, you know what? You look like me, I look like you.
Yeah.
We don't talk to each other.
Because the skin color. I can't say that.
He talking about the divisiveness among Americans, and racism is definitely a part of that. And even when he said the song that talks about you're not like us, doesn't mean we can't come together just because you're not like me, I'm not like you. Everybody's gonna be different. Right? Yeah. Everybody's gonna be different, but you can come together. So the solution is to recognize that everybody is not gonna be like you, but you can still come together. And that's what he did when he was bringing all those different colors of the flag together at different points, but also at points he separated them to show symbolism that that's what America is all about. Separateness at times, but there are many times when you come together and you have different things that look alike and they come together, they actually work. And when you bring them together, they actually look pretty good. You got red, white, blue, you put them all together, they look good. You put white over here by itself, it looks fine. I got blue on today. I know I look good. You got red, and that looks good by itself. When you bring it all together, it can also look good. And I think that's the point he was trying to drive home. That separately, you're not like us, we can be okay, but we're gonna be even more powerful when we come together. And then if you look at the very first picture symbolism he had, it was the American flag, and he was the one star in the middle. He was the one star in the middle. And to me, it was saying you can have one star there that can affect the whole situation. So even us as an individual in your world, in your sphere, what you can affect, what touches you, you can actually affect.
So let me ask you this: what do you think is the solution? What can us as individuals do to be a part of the solution to about this divisiveness and bringing us together?
First off,
that makes sense.
First off, I'm gonna say this, and you can agree or disagree. Me personally, I feel like that we as a people have to learn how to work together first and be intentional about working with each other, no matter what they look like, no matter who they're related to, no matter what they've done. Because guess what? When you start building that wealth, you start building that power, then it's not about, oh, you know what? I don't F with him. I don't rock with her. Well, guess what? There's a lot of people that don't rock together that make a lot of money together. Mm-hmm. And once you making money and you able to put yourself in a position to make moves, then you don't have to rock with that person. You don't have to rock with those other people. But you guess what? You're elevating your sphere. You're elevating the people that are around you in order to get things done, in order to affect each other in a positive way. So stop going to spots and saying, you know what? I'm at a black establishment. I ain't gonna wait 45 minutes. When we know you go over there and cover those, and you just sat there and waited an hour before. So let's have the same expectation for each other as we have for people that don't look like us. And it's all right to have a higher level of expectation because we got a higher level of excellence, right? I'm always trying to, raise the bar. Like, what's we trying to do right here? We're trying to raise the bar. At the end of the day, though, don't put our bar so high to where you say, well, I ain't gonna support the boys. I'm not gonna support in the tunnel. because they not other podcasts. They don't look like other podcasts. I don't want to support the other podcasts. You're going to support everybody. So long-winded answer. We got to start supporting each other first, and then continue to support other people.
But one thing I would say, my brother Melvin, you always say, what we don't do too, we don't put each other on. And I look at the profession I'm in, I look at college coaches. I've seen a lot of black coaches move up. And boy, they podcast. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, I can see them go up and they can go right on down. The God don't like it at the end of the day. And it's a shame because I have a lot of friends are white that move up and they don't forget. It's a shame, but why would they do each other like that? But like you said, we got to put each other on. We have to come together, and if I'm on, you on, get the next person on. And we used to do that. We got away from that. So the boy set the tone. I mean, he sent a good message out there. And sometimes in life, we can have fun and be in the middle of the party turning up. Sometimes you got to think, because the reality when that party over with, you got to walk outside. And reality hit your butt. You know, you start thinking about the next day. Because sometimes I've been to party and send her the message, even motivate me even better. And I walk outside, leave the party, leave the club, leave the bar, get in the car, ready to go, get home, and go to sleep and get excited the next day. Because every day I'm happy because it's a blessing when you do what you like to do. When you're building empire, you're getting empire. Life is beautiful. I'm excited about the tunnel. I'm excited about the big NIL stuff getting ready to happen. I'm excited about the film stuff going to go down. Me and my man John always got going on. And it's getting ready to happen. So I'm excited about it. So I have a lot to. So while I'm even having a good time celebrating, it's good to hear a message at the same time.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I was watching a video clip from Smackwater. Shout out Smackwater, and he was making a statement from an industry perspective. Okay, and so he was like, pretty much, hey, those who run everything, hey, when we tell you N-word for the most part, get out there and do your thing and dance, you get out there and dance. And then he made a statement and it made me think, and I want y'all, what y'all feel about it. He said the best way to kill a movement, because Kendrick is a very highly intelligent and smart man, because you can be one and not the other, right? And he does make a lot of political statements and bring highlight to things, you know what I'm saying? No doubt. And Smackwater said the best way to kill a movement is to make everybody accept it. That was a platform for everybody to agree. And then once everybody agree, then it kind of dies, it kind of dies down. And I can't necessarily disagree with that. And he used the one quick one is like, black people come up with a cool term or something like that. And it's our term. And then once white people, other people start, then we don't even say it no more. It's like, can we have anything? So could that possibly be a part of it? Because we know how the industry is, and somebody's always, everybody's a puppet. You know what I'm saying? And there are people pulling the strings. So how do you feel about him making a statement that the best way to kill a movement is to make it acceptable, and put it out in mainstream, so then it's like kind of watered down?
Well, so first off, just real quick short answer, I don't think it's going to be watered down, because I don't think everybody's going to accept it, because everybody didn't understand it. So you can't accept something that you don't understand. For the most part, most people usually want, you can, but most people won't accept something they don't understand. There were different parts, different symbolism that a lot of people didn't understand, because you got to remember too, a lot of people that watched it, they might not know who Kendrick Lamar is, and they may not be a big fan, might not know some of the history behind the song, behind the work, all that good stuff. What it will force people to do though, and that will help the movement, is now that people are talking about it, I guarantee you got people that they getting on the internet researching Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
And they trying to figure out, okay, what do you mean by this? What do you mean by that? So that helped the movement.
Oh, yeah.
That helps the movement. So whatever old boy said about trying to kill it by putting him on Super Bowl, nah. That ain't the effect that this is going to have, simply because most people were not aware of a lot of symbolism that Kendrick Lamar was trying to share, and now they will be.
So you saying this is going to boost the movement and make it more of we're going to have more equality and diversity, because that's what we were talking about at first, right? That he set the tone for us to do something about it, right? And everybody including everybody, help everybody. Then you say everybody didn't get the message. So if they didn't get the message, how are they boosting it up? You're saying because they researched it. So once they research it, what are they supposed to do with this information to help move it? Because you're saying it's not going to kill it. So if it's not killing it, that means it's active and it's going higher.
The only way to keep a movement going is to have conversations about the movement. And so, right, just like we're doing this right now, people all over the world are talking
Doing it
about
right now.
halftime shows.
But when does the movement stop and the action starts? Because we have a lot of things that we as Black people, we talk about and talk about and talk about.
Now, this is the main thing we talk about.
You know, and
Hip hop is
nothing
killing
moves.
us. This is the main thing we
So
talk
what
about.
is the action that needs to happen so we're not
We
still
gotta
sitting and
well,
talking?
hold on. First of all, the main thing we talk about right now in the Black community is how we carry ourselves in a damn hip hop. That hip hop is killing us. Like I said earlier, people want to hear bullshit, and that shit is bullshit. But hearing what they rap about, what they talk about, and the industry supports that, and that's why I respect this man doing his own thing. Like you say, he wasn't gonna sing the song. I wish he would have sung the song. It's gonna be all right. That's a serious message song.
I love that song. I
Yeah.
love it.
So my point I'm saying is this: you can still party and have a good time. And you, especially when you're in a positive environment, you ain't gotta hear that bull. You can hear some other type of music, even some other type of music that have that booty shaking sound. But at the same time, people want to hear good messages. They want to yell out good messages at the same time. What we got to do about it, we got to quit making this BS and letting these record labels pimp us. That's one of the things.
Well, how can you stop the record labels from pimping when you sign to the pimp?
Yeah, when you sign to the pimps, well, you got to do the things what this young man's doing, what Travis Scott even did. And you got to learn how to do your own thing. That's why it's so important. A lot of these kids want to run around and want to be rappers, but be smart. Go to school. Go to school first. Go to school for that. Kendrick Lamar was a very, very, very smart student. They interviewed his English teacher.
Yeah.
That kid wasn't, he's the type that probably went to college, probably still going to college. There's a lot of rappers out here went to college. A lot of rappers out here learn the business in college,
You better.
learn the entertainment business. So that's how we got it. That's where it got to start. Education is the key. They got to get educated. If everybody don't go to college, listen, at least get somebody in your circle. You have a sense, even a teacher say, go get a book about entertainment. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you want your own. You want to do your own thing. Just like Suge Knight, what's the brother just died?
Irv
Gotti, I think Jay Prince, and somebody else. They was gonna do their own label. Word out that, and I think what's name was coming with him too, the guy that Damon died. But Jay-Z got in the way. And somebody else, I forgot the name, said they blocked that. Because they didn't want, hey man, of course people do stuff underneath the table. So, it's like when Malcolm X say, you have a bunch of house, out here. So that's part of the movement too, we got to stop. And we got to see everybody different. We have to see everybody, and the crazy thing is, when I was coming up, I'm going to put it like this. A lot of people like our swag in a lot of ways. Chinese, a lot of people, especially white people, they always like our swag. Then they try to hide it later on. Nowadays, these kids not doing it. And just like I talk about the shoes Jordan, especially Jordan 1s. Well, I ain't never seen no black white folks wearing Jordan. No white folks outside wearing Jordans, unless they thought they were black and they was really hoops. And now they love it. You see on ESPN now, the girls wearing dresses, got Jordans, got the tennis shoes.
Everybody wear Jordan. It's
It's
a common shoe.
No, everybody just start wearing Jordan. They wearing the Jordan 1.
So I'm saying, like now,
fashion shoes, yeah.
it's
I had a low pair of the first ones, and I had the hot top. I'm back wearing them, love wearing them, and it's a good kind of shoe. It is, but at the same time, though, we have a good culture. And it goes back to when I was saying on the air last week about being the face of the NFL. Jalen Hurts is the perfect face for the NFL. It's good to see Daniel get it, because that's what we want to see. We have pride in our dress, how we dress. But some things are changing, and some people want to be on the other side. They want to support the song. I'm good, my pants are acting and all that. And that's just my respect on Lamar. He don't carry himself like a quarterback study. He don't carry himself like a quarterback the way he look, and everybody's scrimmaging. But that look bad. And it's a lot of black folks that open doors for us in the NFL. They turn over in their grave when they see stuff like that. And people don't.
Do you think it'll ever stop?
Yeah, because here's the thing. He's the only one like that.
You saying it'll stop, like that people stop twerking and all that. So like the Super Bowls and stuff now need to be, the halftime needs to be more like that.
But all I'm saying is, a lot of people gonna get the message. A lot of people got the message. They just try to play dumb, talking about time, place. That's some bull. And if you don't get the message, you just dumb and uneducated. Go get educated. That's the simple thing. I don't call nobody dumb, but go get educated. So at the end of the day, you can tweak, you can do all that. But at the end of the day, education is the key. Be smart. That's all I'm saying.
So what I would say is you asked about what action needs to take place.
Yeah, like individually, like I can, you know.
So, yeah, go ahead.
But what it sounds like to me is we got people that get platforms that don't take the full advantage. We got people that Kendrick use this platform. He's not the only black person that gets that type of platform, get it from a whole bunch of black people or a whole bunch of white people, whatever the crowd is. But a lot of these black artists get it from the black crowd, and like Pat said, you still do twerking music and all this, but like at some point in your show, in your whatever album you got going on right now, have something in there, like if you're a female artist, about this young black woman respected themselves. Same thing with the black
Beyonce.
have something in there, you know, like, you know, because it's cool if you're from the hood, that's what you came from, yeah, you can write about your story. But also tell the young black boys, you gotta go travel, you really go to school, just go to school, you know. So I think we just not taking full advantage of the platforms that we get blessed by because we so worried about I keep making kill this music, twerk that music, I keep making money, whether you can really just like how Kendrick did, we turn it into like you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
He
So
is,
shout
he
out
is.
to Jordan. Shout out to Jordan off camera sharing.
Maybe he'll come around and give away.
He actually, you know, kind of took the words out of my mouth, kind of what I was saying earlier. As far as from an action standpoint, each individual has to make an intentional conscious decision. Here's what that intentional conscious decision is. What I do, is it going to edify and elevate my community, my immediate community? Is it going to elevate and edify my immediate community? Here's what we go a lot of times. We say, is it going to immediately elevate and edify me? And then I'm going to turn edify my community. No, if you focus in your community and everybody focusing on community, then guess what? You're going to get raised up too. You're going to get raised up too. But as long as you keep that me mentality, I'm trying to get mine, I'm going to do mine, then while everybody out here trying to do mine, ain't nothing changing because everybody's on different agendas. If you wake up today and say, hey, what I'm trying to do today is gonna help, you know, elevate the people around me and my community, elevate and edify, then guess what? And by the way, part of that is, yeah, you gotta go to work every day in order to help your community, because helping your community is paying the bills and helping, you know, provide for education and volunteering. And so you got to put yourself in a position to gain resources in order to help your community. So don't get it twisted. I'm not saying you don't go to work and you take care of your business, but you have to be intentional about the decisions that you make. Ain't always about me trying to get one. And that's what Jordan was speaking to. Because guess what? Once you are focused on elevating your community and other people, then you'll get those platforms like the Kendrick Lamar, and then you continue to do that. And now we're having even more conversations than we did this time last week because of the message and the platform that Kendrick Lamar took advantage of. That before this, you heard all the outcry about where's the outcry everybody talking about why we ain't got New Orleans entertainers on Super Bowl. Nobody's talking about that. If he went out there and was trash, everybody would have been talking about that. They've been talking about that. But he did a good job. He represented himself as well as he brought a message, as well as he was entertaining.
The president was there.
It may not have been as entertaining as some people wanted.
That was my thing.
But at the end of the day, there's also reasons behind it too. Like you said, he didn't play that one song, some litigation and stuff that everybody don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So sometimes we don't know the full story. That doesn't allow us to actually, you know, take advantage and see some things that we want to see. So you want to hear that song? Nobody man's me.
Now they doing it, but see here's the thing we talked about out there. Talking about y'all about out there, and that I was saying that Living Color is the reason why they have Super Bowl.
Yes.
1992 when they did Men on Grills, and they talk about that was funny as hell. They saw them ratings go up. So they said, okay, we gotta get entertained. So first Super Bowl performance with Michael Jackson 1993 when your boys paid the bill.
Yeah,
Forget on
right,
them.
wait.
So my point I'm saying is, you know, Mike sent a message. What's wrong with that? Now, I know Kendrick might don't have Mike's name, but he still sent the message to them. And on top of that, Mike knows for liking kids, but a lot of people don't respect liking kids because what he was doing, practice what he preached, or whatever. My thing is this: you have some people start off in hip hop rugged, and they get mature. They come from the streets, they rap out where they come from, and then they get knowledge later on. They see they market themselves, they come back, and then you have some people come in with the knowledge and everything. What I hate and some people start off young. I hate when people do things and they know what they're doing is wrong, but then they want to come back years later and apologize and play that little role, card role. Here's a prime example. Madonna did that. When she had a daughter, all of a sudden now you clean. But then she went back. I watched Jerry Springer, a documentary on Netflix. Jerry comes out and said, I was wrong. My show wasn't this. 18 years now, you're wrong behind. You a freak. You got caught with a prostitute when you was a man. You got these shows at 18 after all them years. And a man killed a woman behind and stuff. They had to seriously fight. A lot of it was acting. The producers making them do all that. But then you want to get on King's show, everybody's show. I apologize, this, that, and that. 18. Of course, it'll die. Yeah, man. Come on, man. That's fake. Man. I don't like it. My thing is, all money ain't good money.
Yeah,
No matter what,
you ain't worth the
no
squeeze.
matter what Snoop, how he got paid doing that thing for Trump, he didn't need that money. Snoop is a worldwide entertainer. And Snoop getting paid from everybody around the country. He didn't need that money. And he didn't practice what he preached. And they had a thing on Instagram the other day where Malcolm X was breaking down what a real, I don't want to use the word, but he was saying they had Snoop name, and Millie name, what's his name? Rick Ross name, whoever else, the other boy, Bootsy, had all their names basically. He was talking about them. And you know, I'm upset at Snoop, but people don't realize it ain't just the black community upset at Snoop. There's a lot of people, white and the foreigners, hate Trump, and they was upset at Snoop. And we can't, come on, man, that's already sending a message right there. What he did. I mean, come on now. So it is what it is. Salute
So
to Kendrick Lamar.
everybody has a price. But yeah, I think I want to say it was okay, but for me, I wasn't thoroughly entertained. It was entertaining, but for me, that was just a personal thing. No, I didn't want to see a lot of twerking. No, necessarily something like that. And I do believe, yes, he sent a very good message. So that's not I didn't miss it, go over my head or anything like that. But I use the reference like Beyonce did it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the biggest fan of hers, but she sent a message with the Black Panther. She had the outfit perfect. You know what I'm saying? Different people still send the message in an entertaining way. And I give the example. He's deceased now, James Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm black and I'm brown. And then don't say it, and it's entertaining. It makes you move. It makes you, it gets to the soul, and so maybe that's what it is, that my soul wasn't stirred by this. Like you, Jordan, said, it's a big platform and you can, so yeah, it was entertaining. And that's the opinion. And so it's not a right or wrong. That's the main thing. There's no right or wrong. And a lot of times I've seen in social media and stuff, if you don't believe the way a person believes, then you're wrong and they want you to sway the way. So it's just like, that doesn't make sense. Let me finish, because I listened to y'all for a while. So that's just the only point, that I wasn't thoroughly entertained. Like if I paid $1,500 just to see that, I would feel some kind of way.
No, I was going to say it's the perfect time to do the K-Radio quick hits, because I was going to ask Truesdale as well as you, Nicole, name your top 3 Super Bowl performances that you can remember, and would this performance be one of those?
Well, Mike MJ was one of them.
Okay, so MJ is one.
MJ, LL Cool J put on a good show.
LL Cool J.
Hey, come on, B.
Beyonce?
Come on.
Okay, so top 3. So Kendrick Lamar didn't know you make the top 3.
No. You said it.
No,
I would put it.
Give me your top 3.
I take LL. I take Beyonce and Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, go ahead. What about you, Nicole?
I'll take Michael Jackson #1, because with him, when he came out, he was like, he commands the demands. When he went out, he was just like told the people, hey, I'm gonna tell y'all when to start the beat. And he come out there and he just, you know what I'm saying? So you can't top that. Okay, so I love that one. And then I'm not a Beyonce fan, but guess what? She is an entertaining performer, and that's one of mine. And because I am biased, I am.
Okay.
So those
But
are.
speaking of
So-
Beyonce,
But then Bruno Mars is because the imprint.
So,
three.
No.
yeah, it's been three. And so the reason why I asked for three is because there's many options out there, right? Super Bowl's been going on for over 60 years. And so the same way you got many options with tequila out there, you can drink a lot of different tequilas. But at the end of the day, you got K-Rito, spicy watermelon, mango, and tamarind. And you want to give those a try because at the end of the day, if it's not your favorite, then it's okay. You can go enjoy what you enjoyed before in the past, just like we think about all those other Super Bowls that we enjoyed before in the past.
Yeah.
But just like this weekend, Kendrick Lamar is now part of history. And
Yes,
people
sir.
are putting him in top 3, top 4, top 5. Maybe somebody says number 1 off. So give K-Rito tequila a try. It may become your new number 1.
yeah, and you know what's funny you say, Super Bowl been
That's
around
Emery.
forever, but here's the thing, the halftime shows ain't been around forever.
It's
Since 93, so that's
93,
what,
mhm.
25 or 20, well, do the abstract.
not-
Yeah, so
Mhm.
it hasn't been around forever. The main thing was big was national anthem.
Yep.
And the best national anthem actually was 2 years before they started having a concert. And that was Whitney Houston. That's the best national anthem of all time.
All time.
Period. In any
Super Bowl.
Super Bowl, anything. They can talk about Marvin Gaye being out there high. He did good. It was
He did,
funny.
he did,
But
but
Whitney
yeah.
Houston have the best overall Super Bowl and overall national single national anthem. But I want to say this too, real quick too. Just like the social media, everybody gonna say things. People put their foot in their mouth. People post stuff up. Then they're undefeated. People this. They just them. They did all that stuff. But hey, let's get my shout out to
Come
my
on, Truth
to my
Tunnel.
homegirl, to Beyonce. When that country album of the year, 'cause everybody thought she couldn't do it. Everybody talking about the song was lame. They were knocking her down. I said that girl could do anything she wanted to. She's just a gifted, talented.
H-Town is on.
H-Town, Texas,
H-Town.
Texas, Texas, did her thing. So, damn, I gotta salute you, girl. Keep it going.
She did win. I'm not a fan of her, but she did win.
No, I'm not whole song. How the hell y'all get Prince and it rained?
Hey, so let me say mine.
Then I started saying Prince.
My number 1 is Prince. When he did it, it started raining. You can't. Number 2 is Mike, because he kind of kicked this whole thing off, and it might have a little controversy behind it, but he did a great show. And then number 3, it's probably just because I was there. Well, I'm not gonna say it's number 3. Number 3 for me was a couple years ago in LA when they brought everybody back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know about that one.
I mean, but
Everybody was on that.
here's the deal, man. You put us on the spot. Go back.
I know, but
So it's so much you
so an
could.
honorable mention though, but I was gonna put this one at number 3, but because I was at that Super Bowl here in Houston with Janet Jackson.
Oh, no,
I
I
mean,
But
We forgot about
is
that.
this-
Prince number 1 when it's raining.
Yes. But is this Super Bowl? Is this Kendrick in your top 3, top 5?
No, it's not. He's not.
Okay.
He's not.
Yeah,
But
but
that's no shade against Kendrick.
No,
Like,
no,
it's in your top 10.
no.
I gotta think about it, but you probably top 10. You probably top 10.
But see, I know y'all like Prince. I like Prince music, but I've never been a big fan of going to see him in concert. Because I saw him because I don't like it. Because all he do is sit around with that sweet out on the down. That's why they had to get so many hip surgeries and shit. Because he's not good. I take Mike any day. But if we talked about this before the show, yeah, I can name several other artists, like you said. I can name that before who had the best, like you said. I forgot about Prince. I didn't put him in the top 3, but I forgot about him. That was kind of crazy.
No, that was-
It was, yeah.
Before it started raining.
Yeah.
Then I think about, like you said, how LA did. They did an LA reunion because
Everybody was on that show.
All of them. That's the entertainment. I was moved.
because Wayne say he doing something Thursday since he in the Super Bowl. He doing something Thursday, but the thing is, you couldn't do a New Orleans thing You couldn't do a cash money thing because they all not getting along. That's probably
If they wasn't leaving, Drake
exactly.
I guarantee you, because Kendrick Lamar looked a little bit.
Yeah.
All the stuff that's going on the outside.
Yeah,
People probably not, and then that's where Nicole get the entertainment part that she wanted to have in the Super Bowl. But like Kendrick, he's a little rapper, so he'll never be able to talk if when it comes to a diverse crowd. Kendrick Lamar wants to hit a rock. When it comes to a diverse crowd, he won't grab everybody's attention the whole time. Because he's gonna sing certain songs that lose people that got the entertainment on everybody versus more people that want to listen and hear lyrics. Those are two different crowds. You got rap fans, you got lyrical people, and then you got entertainment people. Entertainment outweighs lyrical people all day in this generation.
Come on.
So, Anatono fans, comment, let us know who's in your top three. All time.
Who's in your
Let
top
us
three?
know, for sure. Before we wrap up this segment.
Yeah.
But before we, I don't know if we're gonna get to it, but what about so I know you said Whitney done the best national anthem of all time.
period. Super Bowl period.
What y'all think about Lettuce's performance?
Oh, I thought it was great. And I thought that the NFL been dragging their feet, but I think they need to play the Black National Anthem every game. You know what I'm saying? And they got to made it come.
Yeah,
Roll them
she
on,
did a thing.
toast it up. But she did good. Beautiful. The kids were beautiful. Choir was good. You know, and even a lady's song. What's the lady with the big hat? The white lady's song on the piano. I think she did an awesome job. And I thought
American
that,
Beautiful.
and yes,
Mhm.
and my salute to anybody out there from New Orleans and Preston.
I mean, they had the Southern Band.
Southern Band came out there to
perform.
Yeah, look, it was great. It was great. And like I say, I got to give a shout out and love and still give my prayers to the people that lost their victims in New Orleans. And I thought that was awesome to honor them before the game, too.
Yeah.
Show their pictures. So, yeah. But yeah, we forgot about the dancing dolls. They did their dance for summer.
Yeah.
So that was dope. You know?
Yep. So
All right, guys.
And the guy that's on the national anthem, he's from New Orleans.
yeah. He's from
So thank you guys for joining us for another insightful episode of Intertonal Sports Podcast. This episode was brought to you by Phantom Print Shop. From custom apparel printing and design services to vehicle wraps and wholesale fulfillment, Phantom Print Shop does it all. Call today at 281-888-1784 or visit at 6413 Allegheny Street, Houston, Texas, 77021.
I'll say one thing before we go. You get mad to my husband, yeah, goddamn right, Jalen Hurts. I'm gonna salute Jalen Hurts again. Shout out to you, Coach Hurts. I thought that was a beautiful thing at the end of the game. See you hugging your son.
Absolutely.
All that hard work pay out, man.
Absolutely.
With representation. Can't wait to come see you over at Channel View, Coach Hurts. So keep doing your thing. It's gonna be a repeat, baby. It's gonna be a repeat.
Okay.
But they might be playing in Texas, so that would be dope to see them play against the song town.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah. That would be dope.
guess what? At the end of the day, y'all ain't going nowhere. Y'all boys. See y'all.
Yeah, with that,
The official start to Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys style.
Oh,